Hi again, everyone. In this video, we're going to make WIllys MB, followed by Dodge WC-54, USS Virginia, Grumman Wildcat, Bell UH-1, and Patriot missile. But in miniscale, without further ado, let's build. Special thanks to channel members and Patreon supporters. The U.S. Army needed a small, strong car that could drive through rough places like mud and rocks. So, Willys and Ford built a special vehicle called the Jeep. It had four-wheel drive and could carry soldiers, supplies, and even pull equipment. From 1941 to 1945, over 600,000 Jeeps were made to help the U.S. and its allies win the war. The Jeep became super important. It replaced horses, motorcycles, and was used for all kinds of jobs, like sending messages and carrying food. Historian Charles K. Hyde said the Jeep became a symbol of World War II because it was so tough and useful. Countries around the world used it, and it became the most famous military vehicle in history. And it has evolved into the currently produced Jeep Wrangler. By the way, guys, check out my other creation and my new channel specialized for funny Lego stories, Cosbrick Story. Subscribe and I'll bet it will make your day. And let me know in the comment if you have any suggestion. Let's continue the video. During World War II, the U.S. Army needed a stronger and better truck to help carry supplies and rescue injured soldiers. Dodge had already made a smaller truck before the war, but in 1942, they introduced a new one called the 3/4-ton WC series. It was wider, lower, and had bigger tires that could drive through mud and rough roads. Even though it used the same engine as the older version, this new truck could carry 50% more weight. One special version of this truck was the WC-54 ambulance, which began helping soldiers in May 1942. American troops gave it a funny nickname, the Meat Wagon, because it carried wounded people from the battlefield. The Meat Wagon was painted in olive green and had big red crosses, so everyone knew it was for medical help. The ambulance was so good that even the British and Free French armies started using it too. The WC-54 was carefully marked with symbols and numbers, and the word ambulance was written above the windshield. Early versions had small red crosses, but by 1943, the crosses got much bigger so they could be seen from far away. These ambulances were used all over the world and helped save thousands of lives during the war. Between 1942 and 1945, Dodge built over 255,000 WC series trucks, and 22,857 of them were ambulances. They became a key part of the war effort, helping doctors and medics reach soldiers quickly and safely. These vehicles were strong, reliable, and loved by the people who used them. So, what do you think, guys? Pretty awesome, right? This amazing vehicle really helped a lot of soldiers during the war. It really was a true hero on wheels. USS Virginia was launched into the water in 2003, and she was the first submarine ever designed completely using computers. That means every part of her was planned with super smart technology. Instead of using an old-fashioned periscope to peek above the water, she uses a photonics mast, a kind of high-tech camera. This lets her crew see what's happening on the surface without needing a big tube sticking out. She also has digital controls and a special chamber that lets Navy SEAL and divers sneak out while she's still underwater. When World War II spread to the Pacific Ocean, the Wildcat became the main fighter plane for the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps. At that time, there weren't many good planes available, and the good old Brewster Buffalo just couldn't keep up. So, the Wildcat stepped in to protect the skies, and she did a great job, with a roaring radial piston engine that spun its propeller with incredible force. This type of engine had cylinders arranged in a circle, like slices of pizza around a plate. With that engine, Grumman fighter could zoom through the sky at a top speed of 512 kilometers per hour. Now the Wildcat had a tough opponent, the Mitsubishi Zero, a fast and nimble Japanese fighter plane. The Zero could fly faster and turn quicker, but the Wildcat had a secret weapon: toughness. She had thick armor and self-sealing fuel tanks, which meant she could take a lot of hits and still keep flying. The Wildcat didn't have hydraulic landing gear like most planes. Instead, pilots had to crank the wheels up and down by hand, using a little handle inside the cockpit. Huey, also known as the Flying Hero, is the nickname for the legendary Bell UH-1 Iroquois helicopter. Built by Bell Helicopter in America, the Huey was the first of her kind to use a powerful turbine engine, which made her fly better and faster than older helicopters. The Huey had a strong metal body built with a special design called semi-monocoque construction. That means its outer shell helped carry the weight, making it both light and tough. It landed on tubular skids like long metal skis and had two big rotor blades spinning on top to lift it into the sky. What made the Huey so powerful was its Lycoming T53L13 turboshaft engine. With that engine, Huey could reach a maximum speed of about 135 knots, or 250 kilometers per hour. The Huey wasn't just fast, it was also smartly designed. Inside its big cabin, it had space for medical stretchers, first aid kits, and sometimes even oxygen tanks to help wounded soldiers breathe better. One of Huey's coolest features was its sliding side doors. During rescue missions, these doors could open wide, so medics could jump in and out quickly. In some missions, the doors were even removed to make space for gear or to help lift people from the ground. When used for rescue missions, the Huey could carry up to 6 medical stretchers, or around 14 combat-ready troops. Also, the crew usually included a pilot, a co-pilot, and 1 or 2 medics who took care of the wounded during the flight. The Huey could land in places that trucks and jeeps couldn't reach. Deep jungles, rocky mountains, or battlefields full of smoke. It was used for all kinds of missions, delivering food, picking up wounded soldiers, dropping off troops, and even helping during natural disasters like floods and earthquakes. It was also easy to fix and quick to fly again. If something broke, mechanics could repair it fast so the Huey could get back in the air. But America wasn't the only country that used her. In total, about 7,000 Hueys flew in the war, but sadly, more than 3,300 were destroyed. That shows just how dangerous the missions were. The Huey was so famous that her sound became unforgettable. People say you could recognize her just by the sound of her spinning rotor blades. Patriot stands for Phased Array Tracking Radar, a super smart defender used by the U.S. Army and 18 other countries around the world to intercept on target. At first, the Patriot was built to shoot down enemy airplanes, but as time went on, engineers made it even cooler. It could now chase after fast missiles flying through the air, like ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and even drones. The Patriot can hit targets moving at 8 kilometers per second. The secret is in its rocket motor. Inside the missile is a powerful engine that burns special fuel super quickly. Even cooler, it can attack 36 targets at once, while its radar keeps track of 125 flying objects all at the same time. When the Patriot system fires its missiles, it needs to reload, and that's where the M985H EMTT truck comes in. This truck has a big crane on its back called a HIAB crane, which is even larger than the regular cranes found on other trucks. It carefully removes the empty missile canisters and replaces them with fresh ones. Because the crane sticks up so high when it's not folded, the crew jokingly calls it the scorpion tail, like a giant bug ready to sting. There's also another truck called the M977H EMTT, which carries repair parts and has a smaller crane. That one's nicknamed the Large Repair Parts Transporter, or LRPT. Patriot Missile System. It's not just one big robot, but a group of smart machines that control the whole thing. The first system of the team is communications. It sends messages to other systems and listens for updates, making sure everyone knows what's going on. Next comes command and control. It makes decisions, gives orders, and tells the other parts what to do. Then there's radar surveillance. It watches everything above, scanning for danger. And finally, we have missile guidance. It helps missiles fly straight and fast toward their targets, making sure they hit exactly where they need to. When all 4 parts work together, the Patriot system becomes a coordinated, secure, and mobile air defense machine. The truck's engine wasn't under the driver's seat like in most trucks. Instead, it was placed behind the driver, inside a special cabin that was split into 2 parts, one for the driver and one for the engine. This smart design kept the truck's height low, under 2.9 meters, so it could fit on regular train cars. That way, it could be easily transported across long distances. One of the best things about the Patriot system is how fast it can get ready. A full team, called a battery, can be set up in less than an hour. Every part of the system is mounted on trucks and trailers, so it can move quickly from place to place. And there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and give it a like. Until next time, stay awesome and keep on bricking.